My speech is to commemorate my mother. Mother, daughter, sister, grandmother, and friend are just a few names that my mother goes by. The strongest and most caring person I know. There has never been a day that I've been upset or a phone call home didn't cheer me up. With everything my mom has been through, there's also never a day where she hasn't been optimistic. She has had 4 daughters and 1 son, and now has 8 grandchildren. She has always made sure that we are well taken care of and happy. She has always seen the good in everyone, and that is what made her such a great mother. Even though we were all a pain in the butt children, she somehow survived with a smile on her face. She was there for every bump and bruise, and also stayed home for every little sniffle and sometimes made up coughs. No matter where we needed to be, she was always right there to take us. She taught us all that we should always strive to be the best version of ourselves. 2 huge things I'll always thank my mom for is teaching me how to cook and garden. Whether it is dinner or dessert, she knows it all. She's so passionate about both of these things that she has passed them down to me. Whenever I am working in the garden or whipping up a big meal, I always have my mother on my mind, and I think of how grateful I am that she was so skilled in both of these areas and that she had the time and patience to pass them down to me. Throughout my life, my mom has always been such a hard worker. She always had something that needed to be done, and she worked hard to finish it. When she worked for National American University, she was able to travel the world and see wonderful things. She always thought about us back home. Here, though, she made sure to never come home without a gift for my 4 siblings and I. She has always had such a compassion for others and a drive to succeed. She eventually opened up an engineering company here in Rapid City with 2 of her colleagues. This company was her whole life. Day in and day out, she devoted most of her time to get this company up and running. Her hard work is always something that I've admired and that I try to attain in myself. She then started working on her doctorate degree, which she was a little over halfway through by May of 2011. In May of 2011, my mom's whole world was turned upside down. It was just a typical morning. I woke up and started to get ready for school, and my mom called me down to the living room. She was having trouble understanding what my dad was trying to explain to her on the telephone. Eventually, she looked over at me and had a strange look in her eye. She had no idea who I was. This led to 911 being called and my mother being transported to the hospital. She was confused and had no idea what was going on. We later found out that she had had 2 strokes. We all knew life would be completely different. Throughout the entire hospitalization, my mom was completely optimistic, always looking ahead to tomorrow. Whatever exercises the therapist told her to do, she was on top of it. Her positive attitude in all this has made her stronger than ever. She still has daily tasks that are tough to overcome, such as speaking on the phone, but that doesn't stop her from living her life. Like I said, she has trouble communicating with others because of the stroke, but she is always open with everyone she meets about her handicap, and people are very good about understanding. There are just some things that take her a little longer than others to accomplish, such as getting ready in the morning, cooking, and reading a book. She takes longer to listen than others due to her impediment, and in return needs others to speak slowly so she can communicate. My mother is the most upbeat and optimistic woman I know, and I would want nothing more than to follow in her shoes in her ways of being a mother, wife, and friend. I know that neither my siblings nor I would ever trade her for the world, and I will always be thankful to have the mother that I do.